Shalom, family, peace and blessings. Pray that your day is going well. And happy Sabbath. Happy Sabbath, happy Sabbath, happy Sabbath. Today we're going to look at History 101. That's the topic of this lesson today. History 101. Subtopic. The subtopic is the Aboriginal people in this land. The Aboriginal people in this land. So we're going to open up with 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, 40 through 45. And it reads, it's funny. Every time I get ready to start, there's always something in the way. Okay, here we are. Chapter 40, 39, 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osea the king, whom Salmanaser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so it came they into another land. So, let me read on, and then we can get into it. But they took counsel. Now, this time between verse 40 and 41 was a few years. In 41 it says, but they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. So it was known as the New Land, where no man dwelt. I mean, it was fresh. It was land that the Most High set aside for his holy children. We're going to find out. Verse 42. That they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. So the point was, look, we went into captivity. We were in captivity under the Assyrians. So let's go to another land so we can keep our own statutes, what our Father had given us, our Yahweh, El Shaddai, Elohim, gave us. So we're going to keep our statutes over in this new land, away from the heathens, where they never kept in their own land. Verse 43, and they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow place of the river. For the Yahweh El Elyon then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. So the Most High, El Elyon, made it so that they can sail carefully and without hindrance. Because you try to take that today, you're going to suffer all types of upheavals of the waters. So he made it so that they can pass over. Verse 45. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same region is called Arzareth. So it took them a year and a half to reach the land known as Arzareth. Historically, the land known as Arzareth today is also known as North America. So the 10 tribes of the children of Israel came to Arzareth, to what is known today as North America, and they settled there. So this land, North America, was given to the children of Israel. Now it's interesting because they got there, they established themselves, they set up cities, and they set up towns, villages, the whole 9 yards. They did everything according to the law. And everything was thriving. Now, as most families, because it was one family that lived over here. So in the one family, you had various parts of families. It was known that the tribe of Reuben were down in around the Florida region. So I'm not going to break down all of where the tribes were and so on and so forth. I'm not going to do that. There's lessons out there that can give you detail for that. I just want to show you the history of who was here. Who was here? Because the problem is, people seem to think, we all came over here on slave ships. So that's how we got here. Really? So we're learning that the 10 tribes came here first. They set up. There were people here already. And it's interesting because I'm utilizing another book, and this is History 101, Part 1, just to make that clear. Because this more than can be tackled in the amount of time we have for today. So look at this as a lecture. Today's lecture is we're looking at the book titled Africans in America, America's Journey Through Slavery, Charles Johnson, Patricia Smith, and WGBH Series Research Team. This is the book that we're using today as one of the topics of one of our resources. That's the word. We're using this as one of the resources. So it's interesting because we only think Africans came over here during slavery. Remember, our lives didn't start until 1619. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Archaeology shows us. Let me see if I can pull up. Now, here's one. This is off the cuff, meaning I didn't have this plan. So let's see if I can pull up ancient artifacts. Let's see what we can come up here. And now, to showcase that, the Negro, or using that phrase and that term, African descendant, black folk were here already. I'm utilizing, I just want to show you some of the, let's go to images. Some of the ancient statues from Mexico. I'll give you an opportunity to turn this around. Let's see, let's do it this way. Let's see. Here are some of the statues here. You get an opportunity to see. These are some of the statues, and these statues today is what you can see. Those are the statues today. So when you Google ancient Mexican statues, that's what you come up with. You come up with a lot of Negroid looking images. It's like, oh, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. That's not the image we're given today. That's something else. What's going on here? Somebody must be pulling a wool over our head. Well, let me give you a brief commentary right quick. This is a brief commentary. We all know of Michael Jackson. I say know of because we didn't know him personally. Michael Jackson was a great entertainer, excellent entertainer. He died. And he's no longer with us. His family is, but he isn't. And they did a movie about him. And the movie, and I want you to Google this, the movie was played by a white man as Michael Jackson. See, one thing we have to realize is that we are always being lied to right in front of our faces. And we're just supposed to say, yeah, that's right. That's true. The people that originally came here looked like me, had features like me, woolly type hair, full thick lips, wide big nose. I mean, it had what is known as Negroid features. It's the best way I can utilize that term, black features. I don't necessarily like too much black because we're more than just a color. We are people with a title, but we have been reduced to a color. That's it. We're just black. We have no cultural heritage. Now, here's an interesting thought. Before we get into 1492, I want to go into the book that I just brought out. But before I do that, let me pull up a scripture. And it's in the book of Job. I want you to know that it's imperative that we know our history. Know our history. You know, I was talking to a brother, and it's interesting. I said, my family is Cherokee Nation. And he said, so you must be of the tribe of Gad. I said, no, I'm of the tribe of Judah. He said, well, and it kind of threw him because he was saying, well, how can you be Cherokee when you're here? Remember, 10 tribes came over here. 10, let that ring in your ears. 10 tribes came here. How many tribes are there? 12. 10 tribes came here. It doesn't say which one. It said 10 tribes. So 10 tribes came here to establish, to live, and to keep the commandments. They did that. My family, the history of my family is from the Cherokee Nation, regardless of whether you like it or not, as immaterial. The fact of the matter is, that's true. But you don't look like, I just showed you the ancient statues. And there's more you can find, but you'd have to go to museums and so on and so forth. What happened? How did the imagery change? This is what we're going to find out. In the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24, it reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Now, I need you to settle with that right now. When I mean settle with it, I mean sit back and just think on that. Let's think on what the scripture is saying, because this is some heavy stuff. And one thing we have to keep in mind, Most High is not just talking to any one person all willy-nilly. Any one person all willy-nilly. Let me pull that scripture up. It's in the book of Joel. He revealeth all things to his prophets. Give me a second to look that up. Oh, can't look up it that way. Let's go this route. Because it's important. Amos 3:7. You know, every now and then I do get those two books mixed up. Amos 3:7. Surely the Yahweh Elohim will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets with an S. So it's imperative to know the secrets are going to be given to the prophets. And then his prophet's going to disseminate it as he commands. See, the thing about this book, everybody that's going to pick it up and read it is not going to understand it. We learned that from the eunuch, the eunuch from Ethiopia. He was trying to read the scriptures and didn't understand what he read because it was not revealed to him. See, that's the thing. So many people want to get out and call themselves a prophet, but they don't qualify. They don't stand in the presence of the Most High. These are particular men and some women, as the scripture says. Some women are given, but it is how the Spirit in accordance to the law. Everything is done in accordance to the law. Now, where we are, we're talking about revealing his secrets. So what we're going to reveal or uncover is what has been told to us as a people. We've been told all of us are from Africa. Remember, we inhabited North and South America, and including the islands. We inhabited those places. So it's like, wait, huh? Yes. See, the deep part is when it says the earth is given. If you gave, say, your best friend $5 billion, and you said, I like you so much, I'm going to give you $5 billion of my dollars, and I know you're going to do right by it. And your friend turn on you and treat you like a bastard, like a son of a dog. And you're shocked because this was my best friend. What happens is the Most High gave the earth into the hand of the wicked on purpose. He did that on purpose. There's a purpose. There's a reason. All of that, he did it for a reason. So, and when I say he covers the faces of the judges, he hates the image. He hates this image. If I wear my hair like this, and twist, that's unprofessional. How dare you? It's not professional. I recommend, if you have not seen Colin Kaepernick's show on Netflix, check it out. It's an excellent show. It tells a story, and it's kind of funny because it centers around where I live. So it's not unusual when I tell you that I'm walking one day and I get a bottle of water thrown at me with full force of a car speeding by, and it hit the square of my back. And they call me nigger as they drive off. Car full of white kids. And I'm standing there, angry, because for the brief second, I thought I was actually shot with a gun. It hit that hard. I mean, the force of the water bottle hit me, and my whole body like reverberated. So I'm thinking I really got, shot with a weapon, and I'm just waiting. And I hear them drive by, and then afterwards the bottle bounces off the ground, and then I see, and I said, okay, I'm not shot, I'm alive, but I was some kind of angry. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. When they see us, they have a natural hatred for us because of who we represent. So they have to change that image every single time. And I'm setting you up here. I'm setting it up because I want you to understand that there's a reason why we're only called black people. There's no culture in black. What's your culture? Hip hop. Yeah, hip hop. Drugs, gangs. That's your culture. Single moms. That's your baby mama drama. That's your culture. This is what they want us to have. But all that is like water off a duck's back, because that's not who we are. That's not. When the scripture says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked and he covers the faces of the judges, he's doing his job. But when the scripture also says in Amos, surely the Yahweh Elohim will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. He's revealing his secrets to his servants, the prophets, so that we will know. what's taking place here? What's happening? How did we get in this situation? Now let's get to the Africans in America. In case you didn't know, America was named America after Amerigo Vespucci. He was the Italian navigator with Christopher Columbus when he came over here in 1492. See, this month is a unique month because people celebrate Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is not the thanks that you think it is. It's not the thanksgiving that we ascribe to our Father. Can't be. Because all of those dishes that you eat is symbolism of the destruction of our people. See, they had a plan. They had instituted a plan. When Christopher Columbus came over here, remember, I don't have any blankets on me, but I wish I did. I'll show you. They came over here with blankets. And those blankets were steeped in vials or barrels of infected with smallpox. And it kept those blankets in a place. They had a purpose. And the part we don't understand is, how did they get here? See, they tell us the story. They lie to us. They cover the faces of the judges. Another thing, he lies from the beginning. The scripture says that the thief cometh. Let's get that. Let's get that in John. John 10 and 10. Because the thief is the one who came to steal the land. John 10 and verse 10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. For I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Who are they? That's his holy children. That ain't everyone in the world. That's his holy children. They might have it more abundantly. And that thief is also a liar. He was a liar from the beginning. So he lies about everything. So when he came here in 1492, he came here with war in his heart, yet his words were like butter. He spoke so well. Oh, how, man, I liked you. Ooh, look at them. Well, we had our natural attire. Many of us wore jewels. Clothing was draped in jewels, emeralds, turquoise, all types of jewels. And they saw these royal children walking about, and they're looking at them like, oh my goodness, we can take this place and make it our own. So they started to hand out the blankets. This was from the beginning. And they described these people, how they looked. They had copper colored skin tones. Now, say they look like this color. Let me see. Let me put it against my skin. They looked like this. This is what they looked like. So when you see these people, the image of them looked like this color. They said, whoa. So you see that, you hear that, and this is what they said. Look at the Redskin. You go back in the history of the football team, the Redskins. The red that they're talking about is not this red. It's not this red. It's the melanated red tones that you have. My daughter has it a lot. And so does my niece. My niece has it. There's some red undertones in my skin, but it's even more prevalent with my nieces and a few of my nephews. And then again, some of my nieces and my son is not just They're just very, 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 very dark. And that's not an unusual because the people here were like that. But we're being told another story. They're covering the faces of the judges. They're going to give us an image that they want us to have. History 101, you need to know this. Part 1, Terrible Transformations, out of the book Africans in America. Procession in the city of Benin in 1668. Benin, a West African city-state, reached height of its prosperity when between the 16th and 17th century and was known for its exceptional art and extensive commercial holdings. Here, Benin's vast capital stretched behind a procession of its kings. The thing was, the Benin were the Igbo people. The Igbo people, as we know today, are the descendants of the tribe of Gad. They know this. So the interesting thing that took place was this. When a lot of the slaves that were gathered, a lot of the captive slaves that were taken from Benin, and they were taken from various parts of Nigeria and all along West Africa, they brought them here. Now that took place 1619. I'm getting ahead of myself because I want to make a point. 1492, Christopher Columbus with his band of thieves came over here, and he brought destruction, mayhem, and uncivilizationism here. I'm going to use that word today. Uncivilizationism. He brought that here. He wanted to disrupt the order that was established. As the scripture says, the earth